What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. Today we're gonna review Xabi Alonso, the new midfielder from Real Madrid, the Spanish player available in the National Guardian pack, along with Patrick Vieira and Lilian Thuram. Now, this card, as you can see, 98 rated, is going to be 99 rated with the boost Xabi Alonso, orchestrator. And you can have a look here at the map. As you can see, he can play defensive mid, central mid, and even offensive mid if you add the position. And he has some pretty good stat, as an orchestrator. He's going to be a very good passer. He's going to be also pretty decent at defending. And with 91 kicking power, he's going to be dangerous in the midfield, sort of being able to find these long shots. Is going to be dangerous in that matter. Xabi Alonso, if you can remember him, he was a very good midfield player, played also for Liverpool. Let's have a quick look here at the progression points. So far right now, I have the basic build: 12 in passing, 8 in dribbling, 4 dexterity, 8 in lower body strength, 0 in aerial strength, and 8 in defending. And I'm gonna probably change it when I get the booster. Right now, I don't have a booster token. All of them have already been spent. But if I do, and maybe I will give him the passing booster, and then I would take out 1 point in passing here and add 3 points in physical ability, so that he doesn't get pushed that much in the midfield. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep it as the basic. As you can see, he's 183. So as a midfielder, he's not like 190. And, he's going to have some trouble being in the midfield, especially, if you play competitively, then everybody in the midfield has these huge players and he's going to be a little bit smaller. So adding a little bit of physical ability to him could be useful. Now, for the booster, as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to give him a random booster and see what I get. Because he's not gonna be in my team. To be honest, he's not gonna be a starter, that's for sure. But he's probably not even going to be on the bench on a consistent basis. Maybe here and there, depending on what team I'm playing. But probably I will give him the passing one. As you can see, passing is going to give him attributes that are already very high for him. But thanks to that, I'm going to be able to take 1 point away from passing and give him 3 points in physical ability. Now, when we have a look here at the skills, he already has a lot of skills that are very good for someone playing in the midfield, but he is missing some very key skills here. So let's have a look. He has long range shooting, one touch pass, through passing, weighted pass, pinpoint crossing, outside curler, visionary pass, which is the special skill that he has, low lofted pass, penalty specialist, and interception. And this visionary pass, of course, is going to allow him to find those killer balls that are going to, find your attackers in very good positions. Those passes that are going to, essentially sort of turn the game around. Those game-changing passes is also called sometimes in this game. But one of the very important skill, or many of the important skills that he is lacking, is going to be defensive skills, and there's quite a few that he's going to need to get to be able to play effectively in the midfield. So he doesn't have man marking. And let's go in the skill training here. Man marking, where is it? It's going to be right here, man marking. This one, he absolutely needs this one. He cannot play in the midfield without having man marking. Otherwise, he's going to let the opposition player roam free in your half of the field, and of course, it's going to be very dangerous for you defensively. Now another one that he needs to get is going to be sliding tackle. He doesn't have sliding tackle. Of course, he's going to have to make defensive interventions, and if he doesn't have sliding tackle, then he's not going to be that good doing it. He needs also to get a blocker so that he can stop the shots from the opposition. Very important skill for him to have. And the one that he's missing and that he needs to get is fighting spirit. Fighting spirit, very important for a midfielder, especially if he's going to stay on the pitch until the end of the game. And you want to have fighting spirits for, all the players, except maybe for your attacking players, which you're going to sub, when they get tired. But if you're playing Xabi Alonso in the midfield, he's going to need fighting spirit, especially if you're going to leave him on the pitch for the whole game. Now, these four are absolutely necessary. You have to give them that if you want him to be competitive on the pitch. For the one skill that is left, you have several choices. You can sort of customize him with whatever you want in terms of depending on your play style and your style of playing. But because he has this very good shooting ability, this kicking power, you can look at sort of these shooting attributes, these shooting skills that you could give him. So you could give him a rising shot, or maybe a long range shooting. There is a one-time shot also that could be interesting to give him. Where is it? It's right there. And another one that you could also give him is acrobatic clearance. This one, if you give him acrobatic clearance, then you will have covered sort of all the defensive areas that he needs to play. If you give him something like long range shooting, then he'll be a more versatile player. He'll be a little more dangerous when you move up the field. And it's sort of your choice, really. Do you want him to be covered defensively and to be able to do all the defensive tasks, or do you want him also to be dangerous when you get the ball and he moves up the pitch in an offensive phase? That's the question, and it's going to depend on how you like to play and how you want to play with your Xabi Alonso. But with that said, let's take him on the pitch and let's see what he does. So we have Xabi Alonso playing alongside Patrick Vieira, and Lilian Thuram is also playing on the right back position. And we're going to see here in this game exactly how good is this Xabi Alonso. Very good defensive intervention here for Xabi Alonso. And Thuram here to defend.
Now there's a player with a silky pass.
Careful from Alonso.
On heels rather than toes.
That really was a thing of beauty, curled in effortlessly. I'm not going to be hard on. Big chance!
Paris Saint-Germain suffering an early setback. And look, over an hour gone. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time
nice
left
pass
yet.
from Xabi Alonso.
Ronaldinho. He's taken that really cleanly.
Brahim Diaz. Can he spark a counter here? He has found the way through. This ended up in no man's land. Published. Ronaldinho.
Eto'o.
And that interception was most necessary. Xabi Alonso wins the duel this time. And pass is coming. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's Saka. It actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Xabi Alonso, can he find a
That's
good
sweet
pass?
ball, that. Well seen, saw that coming.
Terrible pass from
A lot of space
Ronaldinho.
here, a
Xabi
real
Alonso
opportunity.
again.
Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Pinches it off him. Yeah, they were looking for it. Xabi Alonso. He's had it taken off. That is great defending, so alert. They've got to make this nice and alive. Alonso. Time and again they are repelled. They want to be quick here, it's breakaway time. Neymar. Nicely spread. And he was quick to react.
Alright, so overall, this Xabi Alonso card, of course, if you compare it to Patrick Vieira, there's no comparing, actually. You know, Vieira is vastly superior to Xabi Alonso. The real problem with Xabi Alonso is the same problem that most of the smaller midfielders encounter, is just that he's not physical enough to really play in the middle of the field and to be really that good when he's surrounded by people who are going to be taller than him and stronger than him. He's also not very agile. And so all of these things together, it really makes him a card that's not going to perform that well in the game. Being in the midfield, being a player that's not physical enough to really push people off the ball. And on the contrary, he's going to get pushed off the ball. He's also not very tall, so he's not going to be able to win aerial balls. He's a very good passer. He's a good midfield orchestrator, but really defensively he's going to lack. And so if you play him the same way that I played him, as you know, with two defensive mids, and he's not going to be strong enough really to assume the defensive duties necessary to play with two defensive mids. Perhaps if you play with three midfielders and you play him as a defensive mid with two other midfielders in front of him, then it will be a better solution. And then you can use his passing to sort of orchestrate the game. But in a formation with two defensive mids, then he's not going to be able to really fulfill his duties. And it will be much better to have players like either Patrick Vieira or Rijkaard or even Ruud Gullit, who's stronger and can play just as well defensively as Xabi Alonso, and is going to be much better offensively than him. So really, overall, this Xabi Alonso card, I would say, is the least interesting card of the pack by far. Alright, so let's quickly compare this Xabi Alonso card with another midfield orchestrator, also from Spain, that was available in the game for just $1. And let's have a quick look here at Pep Guardiola. And as you can see, Pep Guardiola, also midfield orchestrator, 101 rated against 103 for Xabi Alonso. But if you look really in this sort of graph that shows you the stat of the player, they're very, very similar. Just a little bit more of dribbling, perhaps, for Xabi Alonso. 181 against 183, 76 kilograms against 80 kilogram, 30-year-old, 20-year-old. They're very, very similar. And when you look at the stats, then you will see that Pep Guardiola is just a tiny little bit better in offensive awareness. But then most of the stats are going to go in the way of Xabi Alonso, especially in this dribbling stat, plus 7 in dribbling, plus 6 in tight possession, which really makes the difference between those two cards. Otherwise, a lot of the stats are going to be similar. 74 in heading for Guardiola against 68 for Xabi Alonso. Here, the advantage goes for Pep Guardiola. And then a lot of the stats will be quite similar, a little bit more speed for Xabi Alonso perhaps, until you get to defensive engagement, plus 8 here for Xabi Alonso. So he will be stronger in defense than Pep Guardiola in that regard. Better positioning, better positioning in cutting the passing lanes. But otherwise, these two cards very, very similar. And so Xabi Alonso, of course, in one of the more expensive packs with 150 players, whereas Pep Guardiola is available in the game for just $1. So if you consider that, then ask yourself, is it really worth it to get this Xabi Alonso card when you can get Pep Guardiola for just $1? But then, of course, if you do this pack, it will probably not be for Xabi Alonso. Definitely Vieira and Thuram, the outstanding players in this pack. Xabi Alonso, if you get him, really, it's a bonus. But otherwise, if you do the pack and you get Thuram and Vieira, you can probably stop there. And instead of going all the way to get Xabi Alonso, just get Pepe Guardiola for just $1. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, and I will see you on the next one.
Hit me with that like, and sub to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell. Click that little right, the algo recommends. For she gon' like, the algo knows you well. Hit me with that like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the